Ever woken up after being at anchor with zero battery and one of your engines won't start? Well, that's our problem right now. Welcome back to the Rudder. My name's Brooke and this is Damien, and we are limping home on one engine.
Yep, we've got only the starboard side engine going, and it's a little bit of a mystery at the second. We're not quite sure what's going on because the port side engine is immobilised. It's got the little immobiliser security thing there saying I'm not going to turn on. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mystery. We're trying to get to the bottom of that one. We did even find our immobiliser key.
And we're not quite sure if that has a battery, a functional battery in it, because we've...
if this works now, that'd be awesome. No, it doesn't work.
So we spoke to our friends at Northside Marine, and they're not quite sure what our problem is. So we're actually a long way home. So we're going to be limping home at 4 knots on one engine. So we woke up and we... Tell us about the story with the engine, with the batteries.
So I've just got to keep driving. The cause of the problem seems to be the house battery. So last night, we've been out for a couple of nights with our AGM house battery. The battery monitor said we'd only used 50 or 60 amp hours, which is fine. But I noticed just when we were going to bed that the voltage was getting quite low on the battery, so not a good sign. Anyway, somewhere in the middle of the night, the battery lost all power, didn't even have enough juice to charge up the Garmin plotter screen, which is not great, but a solvable issue, and that's why we have 2 batteries. And I thought, you beauty, wake up in the morning, start the starter motor, the battery... Thought,
we're a bit tired.
A little bit tired. Thought, well, the starboard side clicked on, off we go. We've got an alternator going. We're putting current back into the batteries. I linked the batteries and then realized there's no little light here. I can push the button, nothing happens. And then realized that it's got this little...
Where are we?
This little thing here, there, which says that it's been immobilized. We don't use the immobiliser key at all, so it's a little bit of a mystery as to why that's on. Luckily it's only on one engine, so got some very fast boats. Yeah, I guess this is a real big positive for having 2 motors. So we've lifted the other one out of the water. Key point is also, once it's immobilised everything in here, so I can't trim it up and down at all. I had to go to the engine and actually do the trim on the motor there. So it's trimmed out of the water, and we are heading home at 1900 RPM and doing a pleasant 6 knots.
So at the moment we're going with the tide, but at some point in about an hour and a half, we're going to be going against the tide. So we're not quite sure if we're going to stop and wait for the tide. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know.
There is a theory that, well, our engines are on, we may as well just keep limping home.
Dude, what are you doing? Okay, you're going to go that side of me. Yeah, part of me thinks we're running. We should just keep running and not turn the engines off. We've got power, just get home and make sure we're safe and sound. The other side says it'll be an easier trip home if we can wait a couple of hours and use the tide. Anyway, I've got an hour or so to make that decision. Yeah, what would your thoughts be if you were in sort of a limp mode? Would you hold off and wait for the tide, or would you just get on home? All right, well, hopefully we're going to hear from Northside. I don't know whether, I mean, it could be as simple as the battery in this thing's gone, but we've never used it, and it seems a bit weird if that's broken. Otherwise, we'll let you know what we find out. So we've just arrived home after a pretty long and slow travel home. We didn't stop at Trawler Bay. We went straight through because didn't want to stop things. And you know, you just want to get home, which was against the current, against the tide the whole way. So we were like battling to do 5 knots. Just got home, just went and got the second immobiliser key. Obviously turned off the engines and everything once we got home. And I've just turned them on again. I haven't pressed anything. And they're not immobilised. It's all good, I guess.
What's the flashing mean?
Just they're trimmed up. I guess there's only one thing to do.
So what's the lesson there?
I don't know. Don't.
This is a great video.
Well, it's obviously something's happened with the battery. It must be something around having that really low voltage on the battery. After driving home, obviously that battery is probably a little bit better. I don't know. In the water. So this is the starboard one. And I'm going to link them, which I think is the problem. Two batteries. No immobiliser. I don't know. Well, there you go. Don't kill your batteries. Maybe if... Okay, let's have a... I'm thinking of this now because I'm really tired. I guess just get that battery charged up, and if we'd stopped where we were going to stop at Trawler Bay, but I guess we got home. So,
but hang on a sec. So the battery in that other remote is probably dead.
I have no idea. I can try them now. I haven't been game to.
Well, because that other remote should have activated it.
No, I don't know. Well, it didn't have enough energy to activate it. This is a good conversation for the camera.
Oh, it is.
All right. Well, I'll try and find out from the dealer what is his take on it. I'm guessing that the engine, that second engine, had really low voltage and just went into a safety mode or something. Now the battery's got voltage in it. It's decided to go. Boating's awesome. You're always full of these fun little things. Learn something every day. Anyway, I don't know if you've watched this video. If you have, good on you. Put some stuff down in the comments if you've got any questions, and I can ask the dealer. See you next time on The Rider.